Hi, everybody. Thank you for watching my broadcast. Um, I just wanted to start off by thanking you for watching every single one of them that comes out. I'm sorry that it takes forever for me to post when things come up, and I apologize. Um, when I was 11 and a little bit younger, um, my oxygen would be probably low 60s and mid 70s if it was that high, depending on a good day. And what would happen was I had a best friend. My best friend lived two houses down. And on the way there, I would have to stop and sit down on the bricks in the house between us. Sometimes I bent over, looked at my shoes, and I would just have to realize that it was because of my heart condition that I did not feel good. I was not running, I was not jogging, and I was not in a hurry. Um, my lips would go blue, and so would my fingertips, and my stomach would feel like I had just become nauseous, as well as dizziness, and it was uncomfortable. Sometimes I'd continue gasping for air and then continuing to his house to play games, and invite him over to my house. Other times I would stop and head back home and let my parents know that I didn't feel good and wait for the next approaching appointment with my cardiologist. Um, with my oxygen going up and down, um, it was never easy. I often felt like a burden because not only did I have to have someone around with me, whether it may be a friend or a family member or anything, I felt like a burden because all I wanted to do was have as much of a normal life as possible, when actuality I couldn't do most things. And I'm not telling you this to feel sorry for me because I don't want that. I'm only telling you this because for those who feel the same way, you will be okay. You're not alone. Um, when I would be invited to birthday parties, I would not be able to go in those jelly jumpers because my oxygen would drop in the 50s really quickly, and I'd be gasping for air, and I would have a really, really tough time talking. And it's not only that, but when I do certain activities or am doing something and I don't feel good, I tend to not only talk or not talk, but I don't like people touching me or trying to talk to me, or I don't like a lot of clothes on me. It feels cluttered. Um, my brain feels like scattered when my oxygen feels like it's dropped to the 50s, and I feel like I'm gonna like collapse or like pass out, something. Um, I did a study for UCLA, probably, I don't know, I'll say January, January or April. And I mean, I can't tell because I don't have a calendar right next to me. But I did a walking test, and it was in their hallway, and it was for a couple of minutes, and I was walking normal, and man, I have got to tell you, that was actually shocking because I was wearing my oxygen, and it still went down. And I felt like I was gonna collapse right there and then. Thank goodness it was in the hospital, right? But what I'm trying to say is, you're, if you don't feel good, your body's trying to tell you something. And if it tells you something so significant, so significantly, why not listen to it? It's important. I hated it until I was honestly, like, without a doubt, I want to say 17. I struggled with it. I struggled so hard with it. But if I can help it with anyone who has any sort of condition, listen to your body. It's very important. The battle I'm dealing with right now is my low blood pressure and my oxygen. And there's no escaping it. I can't even walk on the beach. If I walk on the beach, then I'm pretty much like done for for that day. Yeah. And then I just knock out. I go to sleep for like 5, 7 hours, and it doesn't make sense, right? 7 hours just because of the beach, walking on the beach. No, it doesn't. But my heart has to work harder to walk in that sand. And I hated my parents for saying that over and over until it finally got into my head. And I'm not saying like hate, but as a teenager, you know what I mean. Um, I always resented myself because I always felt like a either like an outcast or like some sort of alien. and I know I wasn't, but it's like how I felt. I guess I could never do like the simple tasks as like a normal kid, quote unquote. But you know what? When you grow up, it feels like your own normal, your own norm of life.